Hello everybody, I'm Dissinger, Lord of Sloth, Variety Cast streamer. I've been playing Darkest Dungeon 2, as you can see. I feel like it's time for me to give my thoughts on it until I put it to the side and wait for the new content that's coming in December. I feel that the game is in a rough spot right now. In an effort to make it harder, I think they went too far the other way. Between not being able to mitigate stress and as well as you used to, and the changes to the final boss, it gets a little rough. If you don't take clarifying poultices for the end game, and your characters don't have, and your characters have negative quirks that block those clarifying poultices, you can be in for a rough time because you can literally see 3 out of the 4 characters stun locked on a bad day. And I think that that's a problem that they're going to have to address, either removing stun from some of those skills so you can continue to do things, or maybe cutting back on the numbers on moves so that way you have some more time to recover from those stuns, or even give the recovery from stun 25% or 50% when you come out of stun. That was in Darkest Dungeon 1. It can create problems. But that's not to say that the game isn't without its fun. I think that the ideas behind the Shrines of Reflection are amazing. I like the way that you're maneuvering through different regions has different thoughts towards it. It reminds me of choosing which dungeon you were going to go into in Darkest Dungeon and deciding what you're going to do and what you're going to take with you to get it done. I feel that having the first chapter on this revolving door is kind of an interesting idea, and I like it. However, I feel that right now the game is severely stacked against the player. Now, granted, I just reached level 22 and got some of the more broken items in this game, but I shouldn't need to be level 22 to be able to get my first clear. It shouldn't have to be up to luck up till then. And I think that that's a big issue. Is like, unless you're planning on having this pace out and taking us through all 50 levels, going through all 5 chapters, I shouldn't have to sit here and be grinding out for ridiculous amounts of time just to have a chance at the end game. And I also shouldn't have to be sitting there and taking upwards of four slots in my inventory to prepare for the end game, so that way I could potentially have a high enough stun resist to survive the end game content. I feel that the game has a lot going for it. We just need to tone down the boss fight just a smidge, bring it back a little bit, because it is definitely harder, but now it's feeling like you have to have a specific composition or two of characters in order to survive it. So I don't think that's what they intended, and I think that's a huge issue. And anybody who says, oh, the stress is fine, you just have to take X, is not getting the point. The point is you should be able to have multiple compositions that can reach the end and clear Chapter 1. Chapter 1 should be the easiest of the 5 chapters to clear. Right now, it feels like I am marching into the Darkest Dungeon in DD1, which those were endgame content. Those were the very last things you were doing. I should not be feeling like that every time I'm marching to the mountain. So, I feel like the game's got a good start, and I feel like they were closer to what they needed to do, but then they've swung it too hard in favor of making it tougher on people with the roguelikes. So, it's good. I feel like you can get some money's worth out of it, especially if you get it as early access. That way you aren't paying the full price when it finally does come out. But I feel like it still needs some tweaking on numbers and whatnot. I think that's where we're at. I can't wait to see what they put